Let me ask you a question. Do you believe in fate? Is our story already written? Or do you believe the contrary? That we alone forge our own paths, write our own stories? Think about what you believe. What you want to be true. How you want this story to end. And then, forget it. Undertale is a game. Does that cover the section? No. Okay, I'll keep going. Every once in a while, a piece of media comes around that fundamentally changes the makeup of the internet for years to come. These can be banal, like an inside joke here or a cheeky reference there, but rarely, something comes around that manages to pierce through that surface-level engagement and embed itself into both the hearts and psyche of all those who decided to give it a try. Undertale is one such piece of media. I've said it before, but Undertale was different. This quirky, subversive proof of concept was not only a critical and financial success, but would achieve a far more coveted and elusive accolade. It made people care, made them feel, laugh, cry, and most of all, even if for just a brief playthrough, consider their relationship with both the characters therein and the very game itself. For many, it was the first time they'd ever experienced a game where they, yes, they, played an important and acknowledged role in the story. Characters could speak to you, not just the violent 4-year-old you play as, but to you specifically. They plead with you not to reset the game, tell you to give them your soul, and can even keep track of how many times they've killed you. It's a game that feels so, if you'll forgive the word, alive. It's no wonder why people were enraptured. But Undertale was just a game. It was an important one, a memorable and impactful game for certain, but when it was released, that was it. There would not be an Undertale 2, nor any DLC or story continuations. Aside from a Switch port and a 10-year anniversary stream years in the future, it seemed like Undertale had shown players just about everything it could. Instead, the community would have to rely on fan games, theory videos, and non-canon content to fill the Undertale-shaped hole in their life. In fact, most of the work of keeping its legacy alive was done by its fanbase, creating countless derivative worlds inspired by the game, reimagining its world spaces, characters, and story, if only to relive the magic one more time. It inspired fans to learn to code, write, and tell stories all their own. It was a phenomenon, an experience that many feared might never be replicated. In short, people wanted more. They missed the way this game made them feel, the way it made them confront uncomfortable facets about both themselves and the accepted rules of video games too. No one knew if we'd ever get a game like that again, if we'd ever get to engage with these characters and their quirky, memorable world again. Well, no one except the game's creator, Robert "Toby" Fox. Undertale was a success, a far greater one than Toby had ever anticipated, but it was not his magnum opus. To Toby, that emotionally affecting game that blurred the lines between player and protagonist, that led people to theorize endlessly, and that told a story that would be remembered and celebrated for years to come, didn't exist yet. To Toby, Undertale was simply a foreword for a far greater and more personal story. The green light for his true masterpiece. It's 2018, over 3 years after Undertale's release. Things were in a sort of stasis, with half the internet wondering what might come next and the other half certain that nothing ever would. Would Toby create another Undertale? Could he? Or would he make something else entirely? Maybe he just said fuck it and took the money and walked away. I mean, no one could blame him after all. It's not like following up one of the most critically acclaimed games ever is an easy feat. The UNDERTALE Twitter account did little to temper these fears, acting as nothing more than a mouthpiece for upcoming hotfixes, merch releases, concept art, etc. That was until October 30th. At 7:46 a.m., Toby Fox would tweet the following.
It's cold. It's as if everything had been enveloped in a black wind. You didn't realize it yet, but it seems that there's someone who wants to talk to you.
Interested parties wouldn't have to wait too long to see who Toby was talking about, as just 34 minutes later, the UNDERTALE Twitter account would begin to address you.
Welcome. Have you been looking for me? How wonderful. I have been looking for you as well. I have something I want to show you. Something I think you will find very, very interesting. But it is not complete yet. No, it is far from complete. Return here in 24 hours. At that time, I will ask you a few questions. Then, using your responses, we will approach its realization. Thank you very much for your time. I will be in contact again soon.
To punctuate the importance of this Twitter takeover, Toby once again tweeted,
For those who completed Undertale, it's really important that you check at Undertale 24 hours from now. I want to make something new, and it all begins with your feedback.
Fan reactions were electric, with skeleton fuckers and car mispronouncers alike waiting with bated breath to see what this ominous voice was talking about. And soon, after 24 hours came and went, the voice would speak again.
Thank you for waiting so long. After all, you and I, we have both been waiting such a very long time. So, to be here, finally, on the verge of connection, is quite exciting. I look forward to creating a new future with you. Now, show yourself, Deltarune.
What followed was a single tweet, linking to a mysterious website 3 times, Deltarune.com. Those who clicked on the link were met with a warning screen, cautioning them of the game's potentially epileptic visuals, security requirements, and a request for your discretion. The warnings bookended with a blunt, "You accept everything that will happen from now on." Clicking the link begins a download for Survey Program, a shady-ass executable that I've given administrator access to for 8 years now. But what is it? You accept everything that will happen from now on. Those haunting words on the website echo in your mind as you launch the application. True to the voice's warnings, you need to give this strange executable administrator access. Most Faustian bargains don't begin with a setup wizard. This one does. And in case you forgot what exactly you were agreeing to, its license agreement is pretty clear. You accept everything that will happen from now on. It's dark. Darker. Yeah, oh, never mind. A voice calls out to you from the black ether ahead. A hopeful plea. A request for connection.
Are you there? Are we connected. Excellent.
A rhythmic heartbeat drums in the distance as the world around you suddenly takes form. The Stygian background oozes like a wounded Rorschach test, its shape and contours bleeding outwards before being subsumed and bled out once more. Welcome to the survey. The voice said they wanted your feedback, and now it's time to give it. Now it's time to make your vessel. The voice leads you through a brief and admittedly bizarre character creation scene. Aside from making your vessel look like the most busted freak to ever crawl out of Game Maker's studio, the voice asks you a series of questions about your beautiful creation. It's time to form its mind. Your mind. The questions are straightforward, if a little nonsensical. What's your favorite food, your favorite blood type, favorite color, etc. Stranger yet, some of the responses you're offered either loosely qualify as a sensible answer or just make no sense at all. What's your favorite food?
Pain.
What's your favorite blood type?
D.
What's its favorite color? Oh, that's easy, it's blue. Does the voice not know of this deficiency? Or do they truly believe that the basic foundations of a person can be defined by such odd, seemingly random questions? Neither answer inspires confidence, but you continue with the process all the same. You give your vessel a gift. Decide how you feel about it. Don't worry, it won't hear. And then, you're asked if you've answered truthfully. You can answer however you like. Either way, it's time to name both your creation and yourself. I went with Bobo. Choose the same name for both you and your vessel, and the voice is amused.
Of course. Of course.
Of course.
They are the same.
And then, you're done. Your vessel is complete, and the voice from the void commends you for your work.
Thank you for your
Answer.
You're wonderful.
Will now be discarded. No one can choose who they are in this world. Your name is...
Chris?
Holy fuck, is that Tori? If you're the average Undertale fan in 2018, this shit absolutely rocked your world. Questions fill your mind. Where are we? Why is Toriel here? Who is Chris? And most importantly, what the fuck is Survey Program? The answer is a game. Not just any game, but the game. The one Toby Fox had dreamt of so many years ago. Unbeknownst to basically everyone, this humble little survey by a strange disembodied voice is actually a fully playable chapter in Toby's next project. It's not a demo, not a teaser, it's a completely developed, scored, and written chapter of Deltarune. So here's how this video is going to work. From here, I'm going to be giving a recap of Deltarune's first chapter, specifically regarding its characters, themes, and story. I think it's important for even the most casual viewer to be able to enjoy Deltarune, and knowing that story will make any further discussion about the series a lot easier. Also, it's an excuse to get a bunch of my friends to voice act and hire a shit ton of artists. I am in crippling debt. If you haven't played Deltarune Chapter 1, you should. If you don't, well, I guess just stick around because I did it for you. If nothing else though, I do hope this video convinces you to experience the rest of Deltarune for yourself. But enough caveats and conditionals. Let's start the adventure. Like our mom just yelled, your name is Chris, or at least the character you're controlling is. Adopted child of Asgore and Toriel, Chris is a complex character, one that we'll be talking about a lot in the coming chapters, and one that, upon looking around the house, we don't really get to learn much about. It's only you. The place is peculiar. From the lack of any decorations on their side of the room, the bloodstains on the floor, and the suspicious lack of birds in the birdcage. Hell, not even the TV is plugged in. Shit, you live like this? After taking stock of your surroundings and doing some really important stuff,
Chris, is everything all right in there?
we join Toriel outside and head to school. It's a beautiful day outside. Birds are chirping, leaves are falling, and your brother Asriel's coming home any day now. Though Toriel fears that the college life may have dulled Asriel's interest in your modest little town. Your hometown. The place you've lived your entire life and that shaped Chris into the person they are today. It's humble, but it's home. Filled with a cavalcade of familiar, smiling faces, gleefully waving as you make your way to school. One embarrassing handhold and mom hug later, and Chris is finally on their way to class.
So, does everyone have a... Oh, Chris, we thought you weren't coming in today. Oh, we're doing group projects this month. So walk around and find a partner, okay?
It's group project day, and you've committed the sin of arriving late to a high school class full of furries and psychopaths. Despite our best efforts,
Hello. We're sorry. Tom already have partner.
Your unique skill set might help a lot on this assignment. Not! I actually want to get an A!
Chris, you absolute buffoon. You total moron, you giga idiot. You complete they-them failure, you dumb piece of crud. Get fucked up. I'm joking too.
everyone seems to be partnered up. Eventually, Noelle, Chris's old friend now neighbor, takes pity on us and proposes a group of 3.
Noelle, can you please speak up?
Am I late?
No, we were just choosing partners. You're gonna be with Chris.
Great.
Meet Susie, the new kid. She's not from around here, only moved to town recently, and she's fitting in just really badly. Our first one-on-one interaction with Susie makes that clear. Chris is abused, threatened, and more or less coerced into doing exactly what she says. We get no say in this arrangement. A fact she's more than happy to illuminate for us.
In case it's not obvious, your choices don't matter.
Quiet people piss her off. A death knell for Chris's taciturn ass. And worse yet, you two have been paired up to get Alfie's more chalk for the classroom. Luckily, Susie seems to have some... Oh, this is gonna be one of those games! After being called a freak twice and criticized for our movement speed, Chris and Susie finally make their way to the supply closet, eager to put this entire ordeal behind them. Best case scenario, they find the chalk, return to class, and Chris does all the work for their project. Worst case scenario? I don't know, maybe there's a secret portal to another realm in the closet. What the fuck you want from me? Entering the door, Chris and Susie discover something inexplicable. It's huge. Far larger than should be possible.
Chris, I think this closet is, broken?
The closet may be broken, but luckily the bottomless pit within is still working fine. And with that, the prologue is over. Chris awakens, either slowly or quickly, depending on if you button mash. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. And we're met with our first of many questions. Why are you blue? Chris has gone through a pretty miraculous makeover. Now dripped out with a bitchin' new set of armor and a weird poncho thing whose colors remind me of somebody. But blue skin and pronouns aside, we have more pressing matters to address. Where are we, exactly? The Dark World. A winding labyrinth of strange shapes and sights. There's a brutalist beauty in its nonsensical architecture, a contradiction of endless pits and the impossibly tall spires that protrude from them. The wagging appendages and leaky orifices that adorn your path seem to beckon you closer. They're more than a little distracting. Perhaps distracting enough to make you miss the black silhouette in the top right. You're being watched. No, hunted. and you have no idea by what. Traverse a few more cliff sides and freaky foam traps, and it looks like you finally got this shadowy figure right where you want them. With steeled nerves and a readiness to fight, you confront this unknown entity, despite the...
Hey! Back off! Come any closer, and I'll...
Oh, it's just Susie. I mean, that is still a threat, but the two of you decide to stick together and...
Oh my god! Never mind! You walk way too slow.
The two of you decide to split up as Susie runs ahead. Though, who was that other mysterious silhouetted figure? Luckily for you, you don't have to wait long to see them again, or to know exactly what their intentions are.
Chris, run!
Spades rain down from the heavens, mortaring the world around you and threatening to end your adventure before it even begins. A trip down the cliffside offers no respite from the bombardment, with an endless barrage of pointed death assailing you from all angles, each one eager to dig you an early grave. But narrowly. You escape to the obsidian depths below and find yourself in... Okay, now what is this place? Is this a town? Is that a castle? Is this some sort of town castle? Who is that mysterious voice? Is that the riverboat person? No, this is a prince. The prince of this dark world. The prince from the legend? A legend that involves all of us? Oh, okay, what the fuck is going on here? That's probably what you're thinking, but worry not. The mysterious prince made a PowerPoint. This is the Legend of Prophecy. The Legend of Deltarune. For millennia, light and dark
have lived in balance, bringing peace to the world. But if this harmony were to shatter, a terrible calamity would occur. The sky will run black with terror, and the land will crack with fear. Then, her heart pounding, the earth will draw her final breath.
Only then, shining with hope, three heroes appear at the world's edge. A human, a monster, and a prince from the dark. Only these warriors of legend can stop Armageddon, banish the angels' heaven, and restore balance to both light and dark. The Dark Fountain, the undulating geyser of flowing darkness that gives this world form, stands tall at the center of the castle. But recently, a new fountain has opened, threatening the balance of this land, and perhaps the whole world with it. The stranger seems to believe that we're those three figures from the legend, destined to save the world and seal the fountains. And I mean, it sure looks like us.
Delta Warriors, please, won't you accept your destiny?
Nah.
What?
Me? Some kind of hero or something? You've got the wrong person.
That's fair. I mean, how heroic could Susie be? Unless the big bad of this game is school property, then I'd say we're pretty well fucked. I mean, Susie isn't interested in this whole saving the world business. In fact, she thinks that the whole world ending thing actually sounds kinda epic. Despite this, the strange prince pleads with her not to leave, to accept her path as...
Ho-ho-ho! The heroes are already running away, and they didn't even know I was here. Dad's gonna make me son of the month.
Wait, I recognize that boy in shape and shovel face. That's the same bastard who was shooting us no less than 3 minutes ago.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the bad guy.
This is Lancer, another prince from a faraway kingdom who clearly has no respect for friendly fire.
I have a 2-step plan. Step 1, you get thrashed. Step 2, you lose.
Good plan, kid.
Really?
Yeah, actually. Mind if we use it on you instead?
It's battle time, baby. This ain't your dad's Toby Fox battle system. You want to fight? Feel free. You want to act? Go right ahead. You want to spare? Well, there's a whole button for that. Okay, maybe it is a lot like your dad's Toby Fox battle system. But the music still fucks, so who cares? If you've played Undertale, then this battle system will come pretty easily to you. There's a lot of familiar faces and options, even if the UI and execution is a little different. One new addition, though, is that of the TP bar to your left. The toilet paper bar, as it's called, trust me on this, don't look it up, is measured by how close your soul grazes incoming attacks. Edge your soul enough and you'll get access to healing spells, super attacks, and of course, fat fucking stacks. But more on that later. Whether you decide to be a pacifist or just pass a fist across this child's face, Lancer is eventually beaten and does that, yeah. The mysterious prince from before comes back to check on us a moment later. And finally, we get both a name and a face to go with... Well, we get a name at least.
Chris, Susie, it's so wonderful to meet you. I'm sure we'll become very good friends.
Best way to leave is east, right?
Yes, that's the way we'll...
Got it. See you at school, Chris.
With barely another word, Susie leaves Chris alone with the strange green thing. Guess Rouse did have the wrong person.
Well, looks like it's just the two of us. Chris, I may be a prince, but I currently have no subjects to rule over. I've been waiting, my whole life for you two to arrive. So, I'm really happy to meet you.
Okay, maybe he isn't that bad. Meet Rouse, the prince from the legend, and our unexpected traveling partner for the foreseeable future. From here, Rouse shows you the ropes of the battle system. Huh. A fluffy caretaker residing in a lonely kingdom teaching you about the battle system via a conspicuously placed mannequin. I'm sure that's the last goat-adjacent thing Rouse will do. Having Rouse explain the battle system after we literally just got done brutalizing an 8-year-old is an interesting game design decision, as only through letting Rouse teach you do you learn the apparent rules of this world, and more importantly, the power of sparing enemies. Oh, you can also hug him, like, as much as you want, so there's reason 1 through 100 and why you shouldn't skip this shit.
I've never actually hugged anyone before, so I guess you're the one teaching me.
Through this lesson, we learn the basics of acting, sparing, and perhaps most interestingly, that in this world, fighting isn't necessary.
If we spare all the enemies we meet, we'll never have to fight.
Rouse believes this so strongly that one of his spells is Pacify. When an enemy is sufficiently tired from fighting, you can have Rouse pacify them, sometimes finishing a fight far quicker than acting and sparing, for the cost of a little bit of toilet paper though. It's a nice idea, though one that may be a bit more difficult to impress upon Susie. Speaking of which, I think it's time we go find her. Heading to the east, we find the Great Door, and a final warning from Rouse.
Chris, if we go through this door, we'll be starting our adventure. A journey foretold exactly by the prophecy. But Chris, I believe your choices are important too. This world is full of all kinds of people, Chris. In the end, how we treat them makes all the difference. So, let's try our best to get by without fighting. If we can do that, I believe this tale will have a happy ending. Otherwise, I fear that you may not find the result favorable. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that too much to ask?
Nah, we can handle it. I've gone my entire life without committing a mass genocide. As we go through the Great Door, Rouse's words echo in our mind. So far, this game is hammered in the fact that our choices are pointless. That we, as the player, cannot choose who we are in this world. We couldn't even keep our gross homunculus we created from the beginning.
We're too good for this world.
Susie doesn't give a shit about what we think, not even giving us a chance to answer. Your choices don't matter. And yet, here, we're given the exact opposite perspective. A belief that our choices do matter. That the way we treat the people, creatures, and quirky characters we meet will ultimately decide the fate of perhaps everything. Rouse seems to know far more than he's letting on. That much is clear, but there's a comfort in his words. A comfort in knowing that, despite what the world may tell us, this world is affected by our choices. Maybe. We enter the fields, a wide expanse of lavender plains and scarlet trees. An upper third appears to show the music track playing, the field of hopes and dreams. The field is in turmoil, littered with thrashed enemies, destruction of pastry, and plenty of first-hand accounts of the purple tyrant responsible for it all.
Lancer, where's Susie?
You mean the purple girl? Oh, you fools! You're too late to stop me!
What did you do?
It was so simple! She beat me up, so I ran away.
It's some sort of enemy. Looks like they got clobbered.
A purple beast is roaming, clobbering anyone who dares to block our way. We don't even like fighting. The king left us no choice.
Facing more than a few card-themed enemies along our way, we spare each with our 2 secret weapons, flattery and flirtation. Charming our way to the next puzzle, we quickly discover that we're 1 Technicolor freak short from completing it. Luckily, we find Susie in the next room, putting a new meaning to the term brute forcing.
Ugh, open up, you stupid door. Oh, it's you guys.
Susie, we were ever so worried about you. How'd you get through those spikes before?
Walk through them. But this door sucks.
Oh, don't worry, Susie. It'll open after we solve the puzzle over there.
Oh, nice. Tell me when you finish it.
Susie, we need you to finish it. Sometimes this game will take all 3 of us. Furthermore, only Chris can seal the Dark Fountain, so if you don't accompany us, you won't make it home.
So you're saying I have to stay with you guys?
Yep.
Let's just get this over with.
Yahoo! Susie's back on the team! Cue the fanfare!
Well, the gang's all back together again. Solving puzzles, making progress, sparing enemies. Susie, no! Okay, so Susie has some issues comprehending the battle system. I'm certain it won't cause any issues in future Oh, you Barney-looking mother. Rouse kindly explains to Susie that being heroes means we can't actively beat the dog shit out of everyone we meet. Susie is receptive, but it looks like Rouse and you will need to be on the defense for the upcoming battles, warning enemies about Susie's axe-happy tendencies before doing anything else. But wait a second, let's just stop and ask ourselves for a second, what exactly is going on here? Yeah, we're heroes from an ancient prophecy from long ago and we need to seal a dark fountain, something I'm not convinced isn't a little racist, but what is this place? Who exactly is Lancer and what's all this business about his dad? If only there was a smooth talking cat thing that could illuminate this for me. Oh, that'll do. Meet Sham, the first shopkeeper you come across, and a kooky old cat that knows far more than they let on. Sham is a little insane, but they're chill, so it's fine. They'll sell you pretty decent items, buy your crappier gear, and best of all, give you a rundown of what exactly has transpired in this card kingdom.
Long ago, the Darkners lived in harmony with the Lightners. They were like gods to us, our protectors, our creators, those who gave us purpose. Then, one day, we were all locked away in this prison, and the Lightners never returned. Embittered, the king took up arms and aims to take revenge upon the Lightners that left us behind. Of course, even among his troops, some still distantly hope the Lightners will return.
And how exactly did the king come to power?
Historically, this land was ruled by the 4 kings, from Card Castle to the east. But recently, a strange knight appeared, and 3 of the kings were locked away. The remaining king put him and his strange son into power. This land hasn't seen this much chaos since... well, you don't need to know about that.
So that's why we've been getting jumped by every deck-adjacent enemy this side of Rousey's crib. The king seeks to bring vengeance upon the Lightners, and has used his vast armies and absolute cutie-patootie of a son to subjugate this land. He needs the fountain to achieve these goals, meaning that sooner than later, our paths will cross, and... well, I guess we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. After an amazing sales pitch about tutorials...
Please, I need this right now!
We're once more on our way, marching valiantly towards the castle, threatening to tear off a child's face. Oh, god damn it, Susie! It's fine though, Lancer's chill with it.
Thank you for teaching me how to evil laugh.
We fight, solve another puzzle, get body dysmorphia from Rousey.
Chris, you can't stop on the other switch. You're not a box.
Don't listen to him, Chris. You can be a box.
Thanks, Susie. And in no time at all, we begin to cross the Great Board.
So, you've begun to cross the Great Board.
I literally just... Turns out that this is the halfway point to Card Castle, and Lancer, well, Lancer can't let that slide.
So, it's a shame you won't make it a step further, 'cause my guys are about to smash you into blood. Lots of blood, splooshing blood, very gross and bad. Hey, Purple Girl, was that scarier?
Why are you asking me?
Because you're really cool at being terrifying. I want to be as scary as you.
You want to be like me?
Yeah!
Well, that's stupid. But, the new laugh isn't as awful, and, saying you turn us into blood is, cool, you know? What the hell is up with the bucket, though?
It's to put the blood in.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not, supposed to make a mess. Anyways, thanks for your feedback. I'm really feeling scary.
No problem, I guess. So, are your guys gonna attack us, or...?
Oh, yeah! I was so excited I forgot to bring any guys. But next time, it'll be the end for it. Hey, I've just been calling you guys clowns. Does your team have an official name or something?
Oh, Chris, we should come up with a name.
No, we shouldn't.
Then it's decided. Everyone puts a name in the bucket. Blue person, you can pick since it looks like you don't care.
Instead of a fight, Lancer and Co. decide this is the best possible time to give our dysfunctional battle throuple a name. Our choices are between Lancer, Susie, and Rousey's entry. Rousey's suggestion is such a mouthful, I'm surprised Susie doesn't pass out while reading it. Susie's entry is just an expletive, probably a monster slur so she can cancel Chris later in the adventure. And Lancer's is... Lancer.
Let's call it the Lancer Fan Club for short. See you later, me.
I mean, it was the best name. The Great Board boasts a bevy of bad guys for us to beat. Evade, spare, or... We arrive at the end of the Great Board, face to face with our worst adversary yet. Oh no, not him, the guy behind him.
Something really scary is up ahead. It's actually super inconvenient. I can't go home at all because I'm so scared.
What is it?
Oh, that's not so bad. The last time we saw one of these, Susie sent it into orbit. What's the worst it could do?
It crushes people to death, I think.
Okay, we may have had that one coming. It's battle time! And this go around, it's our first bona fide mini-boss. Luckily, with some well-timed movement and plenty of bowing, we'll be able to... Why are you like this? As has become typical now, Susie couldn't give a rat's ass about your battle strategy, instead choosing to beat that long-legged bitch into submission. Which, I mean, it did work out pretty well for her last time, so I can't fully blame her. But I'm gonna. This time, though, Susie's attacks are not only ineffective, but... Oh, we are so fucked.
Susie, stop attacking it! You're making it stronger!
And let it think I'm afraid? Oh, no way!
The only way to curtail Susie's disrespect is by showing respect. K-Round is a king, after all. Get it? His name is literally Crowned. I'm so fucking smart. And what do kings in Toby Fox games love above all else? Killing children. Subjugation! Bow to K-Round, and his crown will gradually become looser and looser. Until finally... Despite her best efforts to thwart us, we succeed in removing the beast's crown. Rousey is, understandably, frustrated with Susie's never-ending Lizzie Borden impression.
Wow, you clowns really are heroes. You saved the next 20 minutes of my life.
Yeah. I am pretty great, huh?
Susie? Not to downplay your contributions, but you didn't actually help at all. You only made everything worse by attacking it. If you had just acted nice to it in the first place, we could have avoided that entire battle.
Huh? Are you for real? That thing was bloodthirsty! The only thing keeping it at bay was my axe!
And earlier you terrorized those troops.
Those guys were enemies. They're for terrorizing.
Yeah, she's right.
And before that, you ate an innocent person's cake.
Cakes are also my enemy.
Susie, whether you like it or not, you're a hero. One with the power to bring peace to the future. Could you please start acting like one?
Yeah, when you lay it out like that. I've been a pretty bad hero, haven't I? Alright, Ralsei. You got it. I'll change my ways. From now on, I won't be such a rotten hero anymore. I'll just be one of the bad guys instead!
Really? You're going to be on my team?
Yeah, sounds way easier, honestly.
Susie, you can't just—
Quiet, toothpaste boy! Susie is my comrade now!
Yeah, toothpaste boy.
We're going to have monogrammed track jackets!
Yeah!
And sleepovers where we tell each other secrets!
Yeah. Anyway, see you guys never.
If you can even last that long!
Chris, perhaps I shouldn't have been so hard on her. But I just worry that if Susie is too eager to fight— well, let's just be kind to her, okay, Chris? I'm sure Susie will come around soon.
God, I don't think even Brockhampton broke up this many times, Jesus. But wait, time out. Ralsei sure seems to be concerned about us fighting enemies, having on 2 occasions now alluded to some vague catastrophe that will come about if we're too violent. I don't remember anything in the prophecy about that. Oh well, maybe he's just a pacifist. A pacifist with a shit ton of religious trauma. Down one violent dinosaur and with the way ahead as perilous as ever, Chris and Ralsei continue on, this time into the crimson forests of Card Kingdom. It takes no time at all for us to run into our arch nemesis. They've clearly been up to no good.
Dark Jack Lancer!
Violet Axe Susie! Together, we are...
the Dark Lancer Fan Club!
So, what's your evil plan?
Dude, we just formed our team. We haven't done anything past our intro yet.
Yeah, that's fair. The area we find ourselves in is quite a bit different from the board and field before it. This Scarlet Forest plays host to several puzzles, or really the same puzzle, just slightly different, and numerous enemies that love jumping out of no fuck. Between the puzzle solving and goofy dialogue, we see Susie and Lancer doing something. Planning something. You might forget about this scheming in between the brain teasers or 3-headed catgirl trivia games.
I just want to know what kinds of boys you like!
After a myriad of death traps and a fight that probably could have been avoided with a Hallmark card, we find a place of respite. A bake sale. Sadly, this one is bereft of sexy spiders, instead being made up of rudins, halfies, and criminals. You can buy an assortment of baked goods here, whilst also walking away with the knowledge that your money is going to philanthropic ventures.
All go to kicking your ass.
I mean, it's a good cause, guys. While here, we can speak with the blacksmith Malleus, a hammer-headed hunk who will pulverize you if you ask nicely. Malleus can fix just about anything. Cakes, keys, multicolored gay people. He's not super important right now, but he will be. So don't forget. I'm with you. A little while after, our heroes find a distressed civilian.
Lancer, is everything all right?
Oh, I'm not Lancer. I'm just a sweet little boy.
Well, this sweet little boy who really reminds me of somebody for some reason needs our help finishing his evil plan.
Why does a sweet little boy need an evil plan?
To impress my cool new friend, Susie.
Chris, if it's for friendship...
The task is simple. Create an all-in-one killing machine that'll absolutely knock our asses back to the concept art. Pick the head I prefer, okay, as well as torso, legs. Am I okay with my design? Shucks, I don't know if I answer that. Will it here? After coloring our creation with care, we finish the Thrash Machine 3000 and... oh, you gotta be...
It tricked you, idiots. Never do something someone else can do for you. It's just a duck? Anyway, great job, Lancer. They were sitting ducks.
Yes! And it's all thanks to our enemies. Thank you very much. Thrash you later.
Thrash you later, you fools.
Okay.
The path ahead sees us ducking and dodging the projectiles of this fucking bird that I hate. But once you rung the bell and dispatched the foul creature, make sure, and listen closely, make sure you walk back to the entrance of the room again after hitting the bell. You do not want to miss him. You do not want to miss.
This jingle's pissing me off. I'm the original.
Solve a quick puzzle in the next area, or just circumvent it entirely if you've played through this chapter more times than you've told another human you love them, and we see Lancer and Susie up to their old tricks. Huh. Susie and Lancer really do get along quite well, don't they? Whereas Chris's nonchalant demeanor and Rousey's weird furry praise thing only seems to upset her, Lancer is completely different. He doesn't just want to work with Susie, he wants to be like her, to learn from her, and most of all, to be her friend. But can Susie really have friends? The same girl who slammed us against a locker just a few hours earlier, who threatened to not only eat our face, but the very child she's now palling around with, that Susie is making friends? I mean, at the very least, he's bringing things out of Susie that we've never seen before. When Lancer gets lost in a maze shortly after our last encounter, Susie shows genuine concern about his well-being.
Hey, losers. Wait a sec. Where's Lancer?
Well, he wasn't going the right way, so...
You let him wander off by himself? You know he's bad at mazes, right? Oh, he's probably lost and confused right now.
Oh, I'm lost and confused.
Sorry, Susie. We didn't mean to make you worry about him.
Huh? Look, I'm not, worried about him. Bad guys gotta look out for each other, is all. Anyway, get out of my way. I'm gonna find him.
Yeah, you do that. Anyways, we make our way through the rest of the maze before coming face to face with my son.
Chris, isn't that the machine we designed? All right, this will be tough, but let's try our best. Oh, that's not good, actually.
Oh, you think that's bad? Just wait to see what happens when it starts.
Your design sucked, so we blew it up.
My wonderful creation. Destroyed. Discarded. Hey, wait a sec.
So, now what's your plan going to be?
Turns out we didn't need a plan, just a rule. Anyone that gets in our way gets crushed into dust.
But, Susie, you need us to return home. Doesn't crushing us seem a little counterproductive?
Nah, see, that's where you're wrong. You see, I know I can't get back without you guys, but being a good guy really isn't my style. So I thought of a little way we can just settle this. If you can beat me, I'll go back to being a good guy. But if you lose, you guys will have to become bad guys with us. And do whatever we say.
Oh, our wish is your command.
So, what do you say?
We're given the options to either fight or...
Don't bother answering. We were just gonna thrash you anyways, so... See ya!
Chris, I need you to earn that green and yellow sweater and go Kara Dreamer on her ass. The rematch of the century is here, with you and the fluffiest boy this side of Castletown facing off against the smiling purple people beater and her... friend. Well, our win strategy is simple. Target the weakest link, Lancer. Susie might not be too receptive to our friendly overtures, but Lancer sure will be. Don't worry though, we've got a foolproof plan for Susie too. Incredible violence. It's a simple routine. Beat down Susie, convince Lancer.
It's working on me.
And slowly but surely, we work our magic. Poisoning Lancer's fragile mind with our twisted sentimentality. I mean friendship. We're befriending him.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong, dude?
I accidentally started liking the enemies. Now seeing them just makes me feel round and soft. Bad atmosphere for battle, though.
Well, if you don't want to fight, there's no point, I guess. Battle's over! Well, you didn't beat us, because you, kinda cheated by, ganging up on Lancer with
kindness!
But if I have to, I guess I'll go back to your side. But don't expect me to do anything but fight.
Well, we're happy to have you back, Susie.
Yeah, let's just hurry up and go home.
Susie? Does this mean we aren't a team anymore?
Huh? I mean, of course we're still a team. You can, be a part of the Lancer fan club.
Wow, me? In the Lancer fan club? Wait, if I hang out with the good guys, then can we still have monogrammed track jackets?
Yeah, Ralsei will make them.
Huh? Okay, sure.
Lancer joins the team.
Well, how about that? A 2-for-1 special deal on messed up children with no visible eyes. And I'm betting they don't do returns. Jokes aside, this is kind of a huge step for Susie. Not just for joining us again, but for extending that same invitation to Lancer. She wants to make sure that he feels included, that he's wanted. After all, that's what friends do.
Wow, this is cool. I've never been on such a big team before.
Don't you have a legion of various guys?
Yeah, but my dad forced them to listen to me, so they don't actually like me very much.
Well, you don't need those clowns anymore. Just chill with us.
Aye, aye.
Friends stick together when things get tough. They create spaces for each other to just be themselves.
Man, I'm still hungry. It's like nothing I eat here matters. Should have stolen more money for the bake sale, I guess.
I was thinking of baking a cake later.
What's the catch?
You have to stop making fun of me, for one.
Pass!
Friends look out for each other, make exceptions for each other, care about each other.
Look, Susie, a candy tree.
Hell yeah! Ah, damn. The last piece is too high to reach.
Worry not, Susie. I have a special transformation for times like this.
Really?
Watch and learn, team. Look, stool form.
All you did was put your hands on the ground.
Hey, don't act so jealous. Got it.
Ooh, tell me what it tastes like.
Huh? You haven't had it before?
Oh, I mean, I've always wondered what it's like, but I'm not allowed to pick it for myself.
Well, you tell me what it tastes like.
You're giving it to me? I thought you were hungry.
I, changed my mind.
Ho-ho! Candy joins the team!
All right already!
They support each other, lift each other up when knocked down, and most importantly...
So, what's it taste like?
Yum, yum, yum! It tastes like friendship!
What's that taste like?
Like my teeth are disintegrating!
That's actually bad.
Yeah, but thank you for sharing. You're a good friend.
Well, you too, I guess.
Friends make each other happy.
Just walking along with you guys feels nice. Like I'm doing something important.
That's because you're alongside the Lightners, Lancer. Our purpose, Darkner's purpose, is to assist them. It's the only way we can feel truly fulfilled.
Really? But my dad hates Lightners. He wants to...
Does your dad seem happy?
I'm not sure.
Hey, let's ditch the weird purpose talk. You're probably just glad you ate a weird berry.
Yeah, I'm still boosted from the juice.
I mean, look, I'm not from here. And hanging out like this, I also feel kinda, you know.
Happy?
Nah. Maybe.
We arrive at the precipice for the finale. Card Castle, an imposing, austere structure that looms large before our heroes. The dark fountain beckons, its obsidian hue giving the already imposing castle an even greater menace. No one knows what might be inside. Well, someone does.
Look, everyone! We can see the castle!
Yes, that's where I live! Me and, my dad.
What's that black thing emerging from the top?
That's the fountain, Susie. If we can get there, you and Chris will finally be able to go home.
Jeez, took long enough. Chris, Lancer, let's go!
It's just a short trek to the castle gate. A short trek to our ticket back home. A short trek to...
Are you sure there isn't another way home? The fountain is being guarded right now. If you try to go there, you might get hurt, and...
What? Come on, Lancer. No one's gonna beat a team like us. If anyone gets in our way, all we gotta do is crush them.
But what if you had to fight?
Everybody bleeds, right? Don't worry about it. Whoever it is, they'll be cold on the ground before you can blink.
But Susie...
What?
I think I need to go.
Huh? When are you gonna be back?
Never.
Hey, wait a second! Lancer! Why are you acting so weird?
Susie, wait!
One by one, the members of our team run ahead. We give chase, only to immediately be surrounded by Lancers, or really the King's castle guard. They bombard us with diamonds from every conceivable angle. Ducking and weaving between spots of egress, we make our way to the front door of Card Castle, only for Susie to learn a hard lesson about friends.
Lancer! Hey, what are you doing?
We've cornered them!
Wait!
They can be deceiving. We awake in a cell far too small for two Technicolor gay people. I mean, where are we gonna put our chaperone merch? Come to think of it, maybe Chris shouldn't be in charge of any interior decorating. I bet Rousey could do it. I mean, I'm sure his room isn't nearly as depressing. Fuck, I'm digressing. Back to the game.
You poor Lightners. We were told to keep you imprisoned for eternity. Too bad. Would have loved to see you guys punished.
Ow. Well, this is a fine how do you do, isn't it, Chris? Imprisoned for eternity. That sounds like it might take a while. And Susie! Where's Susie? We have to find her, Chris. Before she gets hurt. Or, hurts someone else. Maybe there's something we can escape with in here.
After taking a moment to get acclimated to our surroundings, put on fashionable bondage wear, and eat a bit of moss...
2 minutes in jail and you've already started eating moss. You're a real go-getter, Chris.
Hey, thanks for noticing, Rousey. We make contact with Susie a moment later, barely saving us from having to hear Rousey be emotionally vulnerable. Can't have that. Susie's broken out of her cell using some advanced persuasion tactics, but there's only one little hang-up.
I, don't do puzzles.
It's because she's stupid. We help Susie finish the puzzle with ease and await for our imminent rescue. Though, before Susie can make it to our cell, Rousey asks us an odd question.
Chris, are you worried about Susie?
I mean, in the same way I'm worried about taking my grandpa to a pride parade, yeah, but, I mean, she'll be fine. She's a big-ass dinosaur with an axe the size of me. There's not much to worry about.
Well, regardless of how you feel, I don't think it would hurt to take a moment. Close your eyes and think about what she's doing now.
That's interesting. Did Rousey just pull a Susie and make it so our decision didn't matter? Sure, he didn't interrupt us while we were making said decision, but no matter what you tell him, Rousey advises you to close your eyes and think of our violet savior. When we do, our perspective switches to Susie as she traverses the dungeons of Card Castle. We can advise her on which way to go, but...
Huh? Chris? Did you say something back there? Well, whatever. I'll just go this way.
We're not in control of Susie. We don't play as her, so I guess it makes sense, but still, how are we here? How are we seeing Susie? How are we reading her mind? Before we can unpack all that, we hear Lancer nearby. All that stands between Susie and him is a simple puzzle. Well, it was a good run. I guess you'll have to... Well, hot damn, Suze. I don't do puzzles my ass.
Lancer?
Susie? What are you doing here?
Lancer, Chris, and Ralsei are still locked up.
I know. I was the one who told my troops to put you down here. To keep you down here. Forever.
Lancer? You wanted to get rid of us? I thought we were a team.
I can explain, Susie!
Nah, it's fine. It's fine, actually. You don't have to say anything. I get it. I get it, you know? Why would anyone really want to be my friend anyway?
Susie, that's not...
Shut up.
But...
Shut up! Get out of my way. Did you hear me? Get out of my way.
No.
Did you not hear me? Man, I tried to warn you. So don't expect me to feel guilty when they have to clean you off the floor.
In the end, he was just like all the rest. Another snake trying to get close to her, only to leave like all the others.
Hey, want to see what happens to traitors?
Lancer tanks the attack, his retaliation a meek display of aggression. It's almost as if it lacks killing intent. If only Susie could say the same.
They get crushed!
Susie's doing far more damage than she does in any regular fight. Not surprising given the state she's in. Hurt, betrayed, but mostly mad at herself for once again thinking that she, of all people, could have friends.
If you don't get out of the way, I'll kill you.
Another direct hit. Lancer's attack back is odd. His projectiles shake somewhat, at times missing completely.
Get it? I'll kill you!
Another hit. But Lancer isn't even trying anymore. Lancer's whole body shakes, his projectiles barely even coming close to the soul.
Wait, why aren't you fighting back?
Because Lancer doesn't want this fight.
You think I care? If you want to just lay down and die, you're just making it easier for me.
And so the question becomes, does Susie?
All right, that's enough. If you want to die so much, then die!
Susie? You missed.
I don't want to kill you, man. Just move. Please.
But Susie, if I let you guys go, then you and my dad will fight. And you'll kill each other. At least if you stay here, neither of you will get hurt.
Then I won't kill him. Promise. Me and him will just, talk it out. Peaceful style, you know?
I don't think my dad would like that.
Hey, Lancer, come on. We're a team, right? Nothing can stop us. Fighting or not. All right?
Yeah, you're right. We might as well try. I can help too. I'll go talk to my dad. Ripen him up.
Hey, now we're getting somewhere.
I'll head over right now. Susie?
Yeah?
Are we still friends?
Of course. I mean, if you want to be.
You! See you!
Susie meets up with her androgynous amigos shortly after, opening the door for us to escape.
Susie, I knew you had the heart of a hero.
Yeah. Don't push your luck.
And with the band back together, it's time to do some castle crashing. The dungeon is a rogues gallery of familiar faces. True to Sham's words, the other 3 kings are locked up in here with us, along with various other odd characters we've come across during our journey, including, of course,
This jail's pissing me off. Skywalker.
Fuck, he is cool. But our date with Destiny isn't on this floor. It's somewhere much farther up, accessible only via this conveniently placed elevator.
All right, this lift should take us out of here. Now, it might take a while, so... Get comfy, everyone.
It's been a long journey, and one not without its bumps and setbacks. But we're here. For better or for worse, we're here.
Hey, Ralsei. You know Lancer's dad? The king?
Yes?
When we meet him, do you think we'll have to hurt him?
Susie?
I mean, I could easily smash him, but you guys, I know that's not really your thing. You're more about, groveling like total losers. And I was thinking maybe I could do that too.
Susie, you mean you want to try acting?
Well...
We'd be happy if you acted with us. And don't worry, we'll be there to help you. You won't have to figure it out by yourself.
Sure. All right. Hey, Ralsei.
Yes?
Are you still gonna make those, cakes?
Well, will you stop making fun of me?
Well, if I have to, I guess.
Then I'll bake you as many as you like, alright?
Yeah, like you can make that many, dude.
Well, this is our stop.
Hey, Chris, wait a sec. You know, I'm starting to realize it'll be easier for us to get out of here if we all, get along a little more. So, next time we fight an enemy, if you tell me what to do, I'll listen to you. But, don't tell me anything stupid, or I'll go back to smashing heads, alright? Chris, I'm counting on you, okay?
This might be my favorite moment in all of Chapter 1. A simple, brief conversation on an elevator. Susie is a part of our team now. Not a temporary companion who comes with her own conditions on fighting and acting, but a genuine member of the team. How? Because her worldview has been shattered. A friend she thought had abandoned her, used her, still wants nothing more than to be her friend and to keep her safe. Susie knows what it's like now to be looked up to. She sets aside her fears and doubts despite her better judgment and trusts us. Trusts Chris. The girl who once said our choices don't matter will now follow our choices freely. And it's not because of some silly prophecy or divine obligation. It's because she's seen just how flawed her worldview is and how much she has to gain by allowing herself to be more vulnerable, to be more diplomatic, to be more like Susie. I don't know about you, but I don't need a prophecy to see the hero she's becoming. Exiting the elevator, we find ourselves in the Hornet's Nest. Welcome to Card Castle, home of the formerly 4 ruling kings and current home of this world's Dark Fountain. Card Castle's design is honestly one of my favorites in the entire game. The simplicity of having nearly everything in black and white, with the only contrasting colors being you, your party members, and the legions of baddies prowling the vast corridors of the castle, is a really neat design choice that I hope we get to see more of someday. Though not long into our castle-crashing caper do we end up in another fight. As promised, Susie won't attack the enemies unless specifically instructed to do so. But more importantly, Susie can now act. You told Susie to compliment the enemy.
Are you serious? What good can I say about someone trying to kill us?
Susie, if you're stuck, why not try saying something you wish someone would say to you?
You are unbanned from Free Ham Sandwich Day?
Nice approach!
The promise of ham seems to squash the beef between us and these Rudens, ending the fight and proving to Susie that not every problem needs to be solved with an axe to the face. Now, the layout of Card Castle is pretty rudimentary, each floor containing a few chests, some roaming enemies, and various puzzles that you can...
So, the worms have decided to crawl out and play.
Who's there?
Thou'st fools! I am Rules Card, thou greatest adversary! Thou may have clawed us past all those otherest conundrums, but thous were created by utter weaklings! Now prepare thyself for the strongest puzzle of thous life! Toil, worms! God damn it.
Well, that was fucking weird. Good thing we'll never see that guy again. On the next floor, we encounter more enemies, but it's fine, because this will be great practice for Susie.
You order Susie to flirt with the enemy.
And hell no.
Susie, it's okay if you don't know how.
What? Shut up! That's not the problem!
Are you sure?
Alright, look, wise guy. I'll show you. Watch this. So, come here often?
Head Happy felt awkward and left.
Hey! Get back here and let me flirt with you!
Well, that could have gone better. Let's see what Rousey's got.
Hathy, your beauty is just transcendent. Your hair is like a waterfall of... Wait, do you have hair? Or...
Head Happy felt awkward and left.
Oh dear, wait!
God, these assholes couldn't talk their way out of a paper bag. Let me show you how a real master does it. Still got it. Another floor, another simple puzzle, another... Oh,
fuck. Those guys really thought that was all I had? Wrong! It's time for you to feel my real power! Behold, my ultimate puzzle! Have at you! Gullible worms! That wasn't really my ultimate puzzle. I have a waste better one, right? Here.
Can we see it?
No.
Okay, now we've seen the last of him, right? Up the next set of stairs and we find ourselves in the smallest floor yet. All that's here is Lancer's room, an item shop, and an elevator that we can take down to the first floor. Lancer's room is epic, and honestly, room goals. Chris, take notes. If this whole thrashing Leitner's thing doesn't work out, he's got a bright future in interior design. Or landscaping. The item shop is a godsend, providing all the gear and healing items you'll need before our final, oh god damn it! Despite attempting to stop our progress with his dastardly, if not a little impotent, puzzles, Rules Card is a fully stocked merchant who freely sells and speaks to you. But why?
So I might amass funds, worms! An army of funds, so that I may crushest thou like fermented grapes into a most delicious and adult beverage. Vengeance. Oh, how I amuse myself.
Well, at least someone finds him amusing. But hey, since we're probably only moments away from meeting him, let's ask Rules about the king.
Our Lord King art a cruel and terrifying monarch. However, he is also brilliant, for he decided to appoint me as Duke of Puzzles, after pretty much everyone else was fired or placed inside a cage. Truly a benevolent ruler. His son, on the other hand, is more troublesome than a fistful of fleas. He always asks me the worst queries, and calleth me his lesser dad. Our relation is none, you little water beetle! I placate you for your father's sake! I do not wisheth to hear your MP3s, I would rather listen to the sweet song of death! How is he, anyhow?
That's actually a good question. It's been a while since we've seen Lancer, ever since he said he was going to go talk to his dad. Chances are, wherever the king is, Lancer will be too. At least Rules is finally done with his bullshit, so we can—
Enough, worms!
I need this guy killed. Alas, the Dukes of Pains in the Ass has one more puzzle planned for us. And by that I mean he just summons Daddy Longlegs over here to stomp us to death, which honestly is kind of a nice change of pace. It's like if Papyrus's last puzzle in Snowden was him summoning a shit ton of death traps to halt your Okay, it's like if Papyrus had a gun, fuck you.
Huh? It's the enemy from earlier, but its crown looks different.
It looks the same.
Yes, with my control crown, I may control any disc-shaped life form.
Oh no, it looks like it's in pain.
It looks the same.
Yes, the control crown is painful, but I'm certain this creature will feel its relief when it sees how much more pain thou'll be in.
It's rematch time! Luckily this time we have a united front, ready to act and defeat this enemy with the power of friendship. The fuck is Susie's idea?
Susie, you wanna act? Aw, what's your idea?
Well, how do I say this? I kind of need you for this one.
That's fine, Susie. I'll help. You want to apologize to it for earlier, right?
Nah, I just need you to stay still. Chris, we gotta get that crown off its head. Help me throw Ralsei at it.
Well, fuck me, hey, if it works, it works. For the first time in the game, you, Ralsei, and Susie directly work together to reach a non-violent solution. Okay, mostly non-violent. Personally, I wish Susie came to the conclusion of not beating the shit out of people after we met Rules, but hey, choosing beggars and all that. A few flying fluffy boys later, and the crown comes loose, releasing the circular little bastard and giving Rules his 13th reason.
Why, brilliant! Just brilliant! I knew you couldst do it! Thou great heroes, thou! Thou seest that was merely a friendly test of thine abilities! But thou hast won, and now nothing blocks thine path! I personally could not be less of an obstruction. Luck be with you, heroes!
Rules card makes like his namesake and promptly gets lost, leaving only a few rooms left before our final showdown. But, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a small detour before we face the king. You see, there's something else we need to talk about first. Or rather, someone. Hidden far beneath the depths of the card castle is a prison. A single cell for a single occupant. A cage to hold back an unending chaos. Chaos that once threatened this entire land. To visit this individual, we need to first make our way back up to the dungeon elevator. But instead of traversing down to our Chapel Roan tribute room, we'll instead click on the 6 question marks. We're taken to the top of a long staircase, the distant swell of circus music echoing off the walls of this vast pit like the screams of the damned. Until eventually, we find a cell. A prison cell, much larger and imposing than the one we found ourselves in just a little while ago. Such dramatic set dressing for just one prisoner. Makes you wonder, who exactly could be in here?
Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! Wee-hee-hee! So lonely I be! But lo, 3 visitors standing inside! Who are you few?
Nice to meet you. I'm Ralsei, this is Chris, and—
So what the hell are you doing in there?
I am innocent! I just wanted to play a game! But the boring games found such fun to be a trouble. As punishment, they craved to imprison my body. But I'm fast, clever! They lost the chase and locked up their entire race, building a prison around the whole world. Now I'm the only free one.
Huh? Free? But you're clearly the one behind bars.
Things don't seem such from here, Lightners!
Well, sounds like you don't need any help then.
That is unso! I grow lonely in my little freedom. So, shall you play a game with me?
The voice beckons us to play his game, to be a part of his little freedom. We can free ourselves and the rest of the world too by simply opening the door. Because nothing about a weird circus freak wanting to play with us screams bad idea, we of course say yes.
Find the key, and I'll let you be free! The key is hidden from the eyes. The old shopkeeper knows a secret.
And with that, the voice goes silent, leaving us alone with nothing but a cryptic hint and the promise of untold fun upon our releasing of him. Or, I guess, ourselves. The old shopkeeper. We only know of 2 shopkeepers so far, Sham and... Okay, yeah, let's go to Sham. Heading back to Sham's shop, the miserly old cat is as jovial as ever, at least until we ask them about a certain odd prisoner.
Eh? What are you talking about? A prisoner with an odd manner? No, you couldn't possibly be talking about him. I see. After all the trouble I went through to lock him up, you want to release him? Now that you mention it, it could be troublesome if he was left alone. Yes, perhaps it's better if you heroes dealt with him now. After all, it's not as if whatever happens will matter in the end. Perhaps a little chaos might be fun. So then, take this.
Broken key A was added to your key items.
If you're so driven, find the other 2 pieces and get someone to fix them. I'll even give you a hint. Walk where the stars don't shine. Anyhow, if you succeed, come back here and tell me. Good luck. If you can call this luck. No, it's more like a curse.
With little more to go off of than a cryptic warning and a broken key, we set off to find the other pieces. The other key shards are hidden within the kingdom's field and forest, both requiring a great deal of memory and luck to be able to access. Or a lot of brute forcing. A lot of brute forcing. Christ, are you still at the... Oh, phew, there we go. Soon enough, we've got everything we need for our little jailbreak. All that's left is to find someone who can fix the key. Luckily, we know just the man. Malleus is not thrilled with completing this task for us, admitting that while he fixed it, it was so that we would never use it. The key itself has a distinctly chaotic aura surrounding it. All signs tell us that unlocking the door and freeing the voice inside may bring about a far worse fate than what the king has in store. But hey, it's just a little chaos. Chaos never killed anyone. Plus, we've already come this far. Heading back to the castle, we once more traverse down the long staircase and find ourselves face to face with the prison door once again. Our prison door.
The key! The key! Our marvelous fun is about to break free! Won't you let yourself outside?
With a flash of light, the key to the cell door becomes a door itself. All that's left is to step outside.
Whee! Visitors, visitors! Now we can play! Then, after you, I can play with everyone else, too!
So, what are we playing exactly?
Oh, it's just a simple numbers game. When your HP drops to 0, you lose!
Hey! So that's the kind of game you want to play, huh? Then I gotta warn you. You're dealing with a couple of sharks.
Shark to shark! I wouldn't have it any other way! Now, let the games begin!
Meet Jevil, once court jester to the Four Kings and now a complete and utter loon. But don't let his playful demeanor fool you, Jevil more than lives up to the legend, proving to you with every attack why exactly he was sealed away in the first place. His devil's knife cuts through your defense like a blade through butter, and if that doesn't do the trick, then a sampling of the entire kingdom's projectiles will. Why, it seems like this little shit can do—
I can do anything!
What he said. Jevil's fight is by far the hardest one on offer in Chapter 1, mixing the long, sparing process of enemies past with a difficulty that's normally only reserved for lesbian fish and depressed skeletons. The difference between those fights and this one, though, is that Jevil is absolutely having the time of his life. You gotta give him credit. He's been stuck in solitary confinement for God knows how long, and the first thing he does when achieving freedom is beat the dog shit out of a few teenagers. I respect the hell out of that. Wait. Solitary confinement. Solitary. Oh, I get it. Oh, fuck! You can beat Jevil one of two ways. By gradually tiring him out and sparing him, or by finally giving Susie her way and going full frisk and car on his ass. The means of his defeat directly affect the item you get after the battle. Pacify Jevil and you'll get the Jevil's Tail, a highly modular armor piece that people have been trying to convince me is better than the other item you get for like 8 years now. Beat Jevil by fighting and you get the Devil's Knife. An incredibly powerful weapon that not only packs a ton of damage, but reduces the cost of Susie's Rude Buster by 10 whole toilet paper. Now, I know that the whole chapter has been dedicated to sparing and mercy, but, well, Susie's been on her best behavior. I think she's earned a good round of clown clobbering. This is a great time to talk about all the stuff I neglected to mention earlier about the battle system. Magic. So far, I've only really discussed Chris and Rousey, what with their ability to act and pacify enemies, but that's not really magic now, is it? Get your toilet paper meter up to 50 and you can unleash Susie's ultimate move, Rude Buster. A move so powerful and iconic that Toby named the main battle theme for the first few chapters after it. Rude Buster is a godsend in the fight against Jevil, and really any other boss fight too, consistently dealing out a shit ton of damage and, if timed right, dealing out even more damage if you hit the select button as soon as it makes contact. But purple projectiles aren't all the magic at your disposal, and if you're anything like me and get your ass absolutely blasted by that carousel move, then you'll want to utilize Rousey's healing magic. Heal Prayer heals a party member by a small amount depending on what magic level Rousey currently is at. Personally, I almost never use it since most of the healing items in Chapter 1 either outclass or are about comparable to Rousey spells, and using it takes a good chunk of the toilet paper points that instead could be used for more offensive moves like Rude Buster. But Rousey gets to feel like he's helping, so I guess there's that. This is the first fight that Deltarune's battle system really gets to flex its muscles, as Jevil's win condition having both violent and non-violent solutions gives our heroes, and by proxy players, their first chance to truly fight, strategize, and rage. All the things you've learned over your adventure coalesces into a really satisfying gameplay loop. The bullet grazing mechanics incentivizes players to try their luck and play a little more dangerously, mixing risk and reward as you weigh the options of either spending what little TP you have on a healing spell or choosing to endure another round on the off chance you'll gain enough to instead deal some meaningful damage. Timing your basic attacks as well to do the most damage becomes something of an art form, as your success depends entirely on whether your timing is right. If you're feeling a little less axe-happy, then stop watching and go call your mother. She misses her baby. But I guess you can also pacify Jevil via 2 new acts, Pierrette and Hypnosis, both adding either 0.5 or 1 point of tiredness to Jevil respectively. Get Jevil to a tiredness level of 9 and you win. Sounds simple, right? It is! Until you realize that each time you use Pierrette, a random status effect is triggered, altering the fight in a whole variety of ways. Okay, it's not actually random at all. We've even documented what each use of Pierrette does, and you can use this to strategize what to do and when. But that kinda kills the fun, doesn't it? Jevil's whole deal is chaos. Chaos that doesn't really work if you just look up what he's gonna do next. These status effects include raising Jevil's attack, swapping our party's HP, or summoning that fucking bird that I hate. Sometimes these effects help, sometimes they hinder. It's really a flip of the coin. You know what they say, life is but a gamble. So let chaos guide your ramble.
Chaos.
After a long and laborious fight, Jevil finally admits defeat.
What fun! You're fast, strong, but there are yet faster, yet stronger. Now I will sleep for the other 100 years. Unfortunately, you kids cannot have such a pleasant dream. From now, a nightmare will awaken in your heart. The hand of the night is stripping forward. Soon, the queen returns, and hell's roars bubble from the depths. Lightners, can you stop it? Whee! Either way, a mischief, a chaos. Lightners, from inside your little cell, take me and do your strongest. Metamorphosis.
And with that, Jevil turns into whatever specific item you fought him for, and is added to your inventory. Oh, let me just... As well as a shadow crystal. But wait, what was that about a queen? And the hand of the night? Is that the same strange night Sham mentioned before? Jevil's words are a mix of enigmatic omens and random ramblings, but maybe someone else could make sense of them. Returning to Sham once more, we can ask them a bit more about this former agent of chaos. Chaos that Sham seems to be quite familiar with.
He was a funny little man. Once the court jester, I the court magician. A friend. Could I consider him a friend? Perhaps. Perhaps not. But he was the only one who matched me in the games we used to play. One day he met a strange someone, and since then he began to change. He started saying bizarre things that didn't completely make sense, but didn't completely not make sense either. Soon he began to see the world as a game, and everyone as its participants. As the court mage and his only companion, I was forced to lock him away. Or rather, lock us all away. In his own words. Since that time, the strange words he said have stuck inside my cotton. And my view of this world has become darker, yet darker. Reflecting on these old memories, I think, perhaps, I miss playing games with him. And I wonder if I hadn't been asked to lock him up, would I have found a little more purpose in my life?
So that's who he was. A silly little court jester, burdened with a knowledge far greater than his fragile mind could understand. Or perhaps burdened with a knowledge that he understood completely. A knowledge that drove him to madness. That brought him to craving the one thing we all do. Freedom. There's a melancholy to Sham's words, their wistful demeanor belying the fact that they and Jevil were likely very close once. Close enough for the old cat to consider what their life would have been like had he never been sealed in the first place.
You defeated him? You really defeated him? I see. Perhaps you three may truly be heroes after all. But Jevil was just a taste of what you'll face from now on. One day soon, you too will begin to realize the futility of your actions. At that time, feel free to come back here. I'll make you tea, and we can toast to the end of the world.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Sham. And sorry for beating the shit out of your ex. By the way, speaking of which, if you attempt to sell either of the items given to you after defeating Jevil, Sham won't buy them.
That's nothing.
Despite having his past companion on our person, Sham says nothing to Jevil, or about him. Which, I mean, is fair. If some strangers I met 2 hours ago showed up with my sleeping ex and tried to sell him to me, I'd probably be a little resistant too. But that's enough digressing and doomed yaoi for one playthrough. I think it's about time we get back on track, eh? Returning to Card Castle, we once more make our way to the top floor, the throne room. The place is trashed, likely the collateral damage of the king's power grab against the other three. Who knew coups could be so messy? Moving past the ravaged throne room, we make our final ascent to the top of Card Castle. It's time to end this.
Hey, there's Lancer!
Father!
Lancer, my son, have you dispatched the Lighteners as I commanded?
No, but I did even better. It turns out we don't actually have to fight them. They said they could just talk to you and...
They're alive?
Yes, and I think you'll like them a lot. There's Susie. She's very purple and strong, and...
Where are they now?
Hey. It's nice to meet you.
Lancer, my son.
Yes, Father?
Do you remember what I told you?
Don't get too attached.
You have failed. They have poisoned you with their sentimentality. Free yourself, Lancer. They care not for you. Their only goal is to destroy our glorious fountain. they are scum.
No, they aren't.
What did you say?
Let him go.
You want me to let him go? Then how about this? I'll drop him off the edge and let him splatter. Unless you all kneel and learn your place. What will it be, Lightners?
Don't listen to him, Susie. He'll...
Now watch, Lancer. See what happens when you befriend Lightners. What the... You traitor! Come back here!
All right, enough already. Who the hell do you think you are?
To my people, I am a hero. To you, I'm the bad guy!
Battle time. The king is as powerful as he is motivated, and unfortunately for our heroes, that motivation is on a single goal: killing us and bringing about the end of the world. Okay, maybe it's two goals. He's very motivated, okay? Unlike nearly all of his subjects, there is no talking King down, despite our best attempts.
All right, listen up. Lancer's my friend, so if we can get by without hurting you, then...
If I perish, so be it. Show my son the monster you really are.
All right, you want to see what I can do, huh?
You might not realize it, but this is a world where we don't have to fight. I know if we try, we can all find another way.
Such simple-minded platitudes. A shame you will not realize your naivety. Now perish with the pathetic Lightners you worship.
Sorry, my friends and I aren't going anywhere.
A final boss who's a king who can't be reasoned with or spared and has to be fought. What does that remind me of? Oh, shit! However, in the face of this rejection, our heroes discover greater depths of their power. The power of the soul is shined on Susie and Rouse, unlocking Redbuster and Dual Heal respectively. Redbuster, much like its rude counterpart, is an ultimate attack which, unlike its rude counterpart, does a catastrophic amount of damage. Dual Heal, like the name implies, heals the entire team. Its effectiveness dependent entirely on Rouse's magic stat. Fuck, I never talked about stats. Okay, it's too late now. The king fight is one of my favorites in Chapter 1. Even if I don't think it's all that hard of a boss battle, the music is great, King's attacks are varied enough from previous enemies to keep you on your toes without being totally bullshit, and most notably, King straight up tells you what his evil plan is as you fight him, gradually realizing through the melee that despite his best efforts, he isn't going to win. Now, like Jevil, you can beat King in two different ways. By either depleting his health to near zero, or by simply waiting him out, listening to him yap about how fucking dope covering the whole world in darkness is gonna be, and eventually discovering that he's a whipped bitch that stands no chance against the Lancer fan club, motherfucker! An underappreciated part of King's fight is his dialogue therein. Hearing the big bad of this world, who's been built up for this long, pontificate about his evil schemes, only to slowly realize that he has no chance of actually seeing them through, is really satisfying narratively. Sure, beating the king's ass is definitely fun, but watching him more or less realize the futility of his plight just makes that ass-kicking feel all the more profound. Eventually, by axe or attrition, the king finally bends the knee. His plan, the knight's will, has been foiled. Hey, cool mantle, bro.
Enough is enough. I see that I cannot defeat you. I have grown exhausted from our long battle. Lightners, perhaps I have been too cruel. The truth is, I was not always this way. There was once a time where Darkners and Lightners lived in harmony. A time where Darkners could fulfill their purpose in peace. It would be a lie to say that I, too, do not yearn for those days. Perhaps you young ones are right. Please, let us put away our weapons. There must be a peaceful solution to all this.
Come now, Susie. I'm glad you're starting to realize, Mr. King. None of us really want to fight. If you can just tell us about your worries, I'm sure we can all be friends, Mr. King.
Yes, friends. That sounds lovely. My apologies. I am not used to fighting like that. My body is getting weak.
Oh, don't say another word. There, you should be all healed up. How do you feel?
Let's see. Never better.
You.
Did I say you could get up?
Chris?
Oh, spare me the heroics. You're the leader, aren't you? So what's your plan? To laugh as you cast us all back into obscurity? You can't even say. Let me tell you a secret. Quiet people piss me off.
Hey. Get away from my friend.
Or what? You'll kill me.
Nah.
So what's your plan then? To talk me to death? You stupid Lightner. You honestly think you have any way to convince me not to kill you?
Nah, but they might.
Lancer, everyone, what is the meaning of this?
It's coup number 2, Electric Boogaloo, baby! Depending on the way in which you played the chapter, i.e. if you did a pacifist route or a no mercy route, King is dispatched in one of 2 ways. Either he's overthrown by Lancer and the rest of the kingdom because you and your battle throuple were just such sweethearts, or he's put to sleep while the kingdom tries to break down the doors to stop the violent invaders from killing their monarch and taking over their entire world. The pacifist route has more endgame content, so we're going to cover that instead. After a narrow save by Lancer and the rest of the kingdom, and with the king thrown in what I can only expect is a lavish cell, it's time to take stock of our teammates and finally seal that fountain.
Chris, Susie, I'm sorry. Because I healed the king, we almost... Susie, you were right. I was foolish to think we could act so soft to everyone. This isn't a world where kindness always wins, is it?
It's complicated. Yeah, sometimes there's people you just gotta fight, but if you never let your guard down, then you might just hurt someone you care about, too.
Aw, Susie, you're starting to sound like a real hero.
Don't get used to it.
And with that, it's time to seal the fountain. Chris and Susie make their way to the right, mere feet from the conclusion of this adventure. An adventure that saw each of them change, be challenged, and discover things about themselves that they may never have otherwise. Today was unlike anything Susie or you have ever experienced before. So, why not stick around a little longer? Say a few goodbyes. If you've completed a pacifist run of Chapter 1, then you'll be able to talk to a good amount of the colorful characters we've met along the way. It's kind of like the end of Undertale, backtracking through the underground and speaking with everyone you've spared, befriended, or flirted with.
Even a little ball can say something like thank you.
Darn, Horsey, you've done us some big help.
What's going on? Oh, I slept through what? I slept through everything?
All your favorite characters are here. Hathi, Rudins, and Lancer! But after a short walk down memory lane, and I do mean short, you can only go back like 3 rooms, we tell Lancer we'll see him again and make our way to finally seal that pesky fountain.
Susie? Chris? Are you going to leave? I just wanted to say, I really enjoyed meeting you two, and...
Hey, can you stop mumbling into your hat for a sec? I can barely hear you, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chris, Susie, I hope I can see you again soon. Next time, I'll make you lots of yummy cakes, alright?
Yeah? Sure, dude. Let's go, Chris!
The Dark Fountain. The shadowy spire of darkness. The beating heart of this dark world lies before you.
Is this the fountain? Chris. Don't know how, but it feels like we stumbled into something really important. Didn't we? Well, there's no time to think about that now. Right now, it's time to go home. Right, Chris?
As you stood in front of the fountain, you felt something strange. It was as if your very soul was glowing. With a brilliant flash of light, the Dark Fountain is no more. This world is no more.
What happened? I can't see anything. Hey, watch it! Huh? The unused classroom. How'd we get here?
Our heroes re-enter the light world, finding themselves in the forgotten classroom. Various board game paraphernalia is strewn around the room, more or less charting a map of our exact path through the dark world. Was any of it real? Susie wonders this as well, second-guessing on whether that life-changing adventure even actually happened. When Chris remains silent, the two decide to let Alphys know that the whole chalk business is not happening. The thing is, it's been hours. School's closed, everyone's gone home, and now it's just you and Susie. Heading to the door that started this all, Chris and Susie stare at the entrance to the dark world. A moment of silence passes.
Well, guess we should go. See you later, I guess. Chris? Let's go back there tomorrow, all right?
It's been a long day, hasn't it? About time you get home, don't you think? Your mom sure thinks so, lightly admonishing you on the phone when she calls you shortly after. That is, until...
Huh? A friend? You were spending time with a friend? Chris, I will make an exception this time. You can continue your adventures a little longer. But when you return home, you are going to have to go to bed early. See you soon, honey.
Been a while since Chris has had one of those, eh? Welcome to the epilogue, your chance to take Chris around town and make them talk to all the people they've been avoiding for God knows how long. Seriously, a lot of the characters we talk to address Chris as if it's been literal months since the last time they've seen them.
Hey there. Haven't seen you in a while, hun.
Hello, Chrissy. Like, what's up? Give Aunt Catty a hug.
Chrissy? Like, long time no see.
Well, jingle my gosh darn bells. Looks like Christmas came early.
Oh, it's you.
Are you here to play the piano again?
Chris, if you want some of our sick fruit juice, you should come to our service. Chris, it would be wonderful if you would sing with us. Or even participated to any extent.
Hell, we've apparently been so distant from our dad that he doesn't even know if we like big hugs or not. That's 2 for 2 on awkward parent hugs, by the way. One more and we get a nice burger. Hometown is pretty simple and doesn't offer a whole lot of things to do outside of funny character moments and saying hello to old friends.
Is that fun?
Hey, look who's walking around. How are you, kid?
It's great to see you again, Mr. Sands. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's real nice, isn't it? Especially considering I've never met you before. The name's Sands. Sands the Skeleton. I'm new in town.
You got any friends, Mr. the Skeleton?
We just moved here, so I hardly know anyone. Why? Got anyone I should know better?
I don't know, my mom?
Your mother, huh? Too late. I already befriended your mom last night.
Fucking...
While most of the endgame walk around Hometown is just fun supplemental content, there are a few pieces of information we learn about the place and Chris. For starters, Rudy, Noelle's dad, is sick. Or in his words, he's just getting some tests done. Sadly, Chris can't make a Ligma joke, but you absolutely know they thought about it. Either way, though, Rudy is optimistic, despite everything.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Nothing a holiday can't handle. I'll be out of here in a jiff. Then I can go back to, I don't know, yelling at you for getting tangled in our light display.
He also low-key calls your dad gay, which, yeah, that's fair, he is acting pretty gay. Bringing a grown man flowers, Asgore? Come on. You should be focused on real shit, like getting a job or killing children. Speaking of your dad, he's in a pitiful state. Like, Asgore is in full, damn bitch, you live like this territory. Guess we know where Chris got their interior design skills from. Asgore spends his time running a failing flower shop, reading superhero comics, or making incredibly sad overtures to his ex-wife.
Oh, Chris, before you go... Here, for your mother. Our secret.
You got the bouquet of flowers. I guess not even a change in universe can save Asgore from being the most divorced man ever.
Chris, do you want to sleep over? You could use that air mattress, and I could. Use those bags of soil. Perhaps not.
But most notably, there's an overgrown structure south of town, hidden away at the end of a very long nature path, where the forest used to grow. This is the shelter. A mysterious bunker that we can't do anything with. You can't enter it. Clicking on the door just gives you an "it's locked" message. And, well, that's it. The most you can do here is stand awkwardly by the door and listen to the ominous sounds of Satan's mixtape. Though, something tells me we'll be coming back here sooner than later. But divorced dads and doomsday bunkers aside, really the only big takeaways you learn from talking to the people of Hometown is that Chris has been pretty distant from most of them. Worse yet, Chris seems kind of like an afterthought to most of them as well. The sight of the teen more often than not making the people you talk to think of Azrael. That brings us to the second most notable takeaway, Azrael. He may not be here in town, but his memory haunts the place like a ghost. Characters mention Chris's brother all the time, whether it be about how empty the choir's been since he went to college, how cool of a guy and friend he used to be, his strange romantic entanglements with Brady and company, how you and him used to go get hot cocoa every week. Hell, even your own father talks about Azrael as if he's the secret tool that will somehow save his marriage. Azrael's shadow looms large, a constant reminder of the only person that Chris is seemingly still close to, and the distance that his absence has created. I guess it makes sense, though. We're not unlike any of the NPCs we talk to. We want to see Azrael, too. But of all the NPCs we talk to in Hometown, I think the most important is probably Noelle. Aside from being one of the best written characters in the entire game, Noelle seems to notice something that no other town denizen does.
Chris? Are you feeling alright? Normally you're not so talkative. Oh, I don't mean to make it seem like something's wrong with you. Chris, is something wrong?
Chris doesn't act like this. This quick-paced walking around town, talking to everyone we see, being overtly friendly and extroverted, that's not the Chris that Noelle knows. She drops the line of question shortly after asking Chris if they're alright, instead choosing to move the conversation to more Susie-related topics.
Chris, can I ask something if that's okay? Susie, I'm kind of curious what she's like, you know? I mean, who doesn't wonder about her? She never talks to anyone. So, Chris, could you tell me about her, if that's okay?
Eats chalk.
What? She was eating the chalk? Really? Wait, you're teasing me, aren't you, Chris? Like when you told me Icy was real and eats kids? So then Des smacked you with a wiffle bat till you stopped lying? Huh? You're telling the truth? Seriously? Then what colored chalk does she like?
God, Noelle, have some shame. Obviously she likes the yellow, look at her teeth. But Noelle's comments make it clear that she and the human dreamer have history. Enough for her to pick up immediately that Chris isn't acting like Chris. In truth, Chris seems to have a lot of history that we're not fully aware of. Which is fair, given the fact that hometown is literally where they grew up, but it's steeper than that. Between the prodding of the townspeople about their absence to the near constant allusions to Azrael, Chris's past comes up again and again. It might be a vague comment here or a wistful reference there, but each one makes one thing clear. Things have changed these past couple years, and the bonds that once defined Chris's life have either been lost or fractured entirely.
Hey there. Haven't seen you in a while, hun. I remember, back on Sundays after service, you and your family would come in and order the special. Of course, things happened and then y'all stopped coming together. But every Sunday, you and your brother'd still come in. He'd order you a hot chocolate, and you two'd sit down at the table in the corner, drawing shapes in the window with your breath. You must really miss him, huh? Here, how about this?
You got the hot chocolate.
On the house, hun.
You drank the hot chocolate. It tasted wonderful. Your throat tightened. We get the impression that Chris's life and relationships are defined by this loss. Loss of connection, of friends, of a support system. Noelle's dialogue hits so close to home because she's the only character in this chapter who actually knows Chris and has known them since childhood. But why does someone who clearly has history with Chris seem so distant? What makes her just another face from a past that Chris can hardly bear to accept? And wait, who's Des? Oh well, I'm sure it's not a big deal. Homegirl's gotta worry about breaking into her own house again, so she's got bigger issues than me, or Chris acting a little nicer than usual. But hey, it's been a long day. We've done our fair share of exploring and making friends. Time to head home and see what new adventures tomorrow brings. We arrive home late in the evening. Toriel's happy to see us and tells us she's making another pie, which should be cooled down enough to eat after we sleep.
But do not eat it all this time, all right?
We can talk to Toriel a bit about Azrael, Chris, and the two's time growing up together, as well as give her the flowers that Asgore gave us.
Oh, Chris, flowers for your mother. How sweet. These are from him, are they not?
Okay, time to go to bed, bye! With the promise of pie in the morning, a budding friendship with both Susie and Ralsei, and countless promises of an amazing tomorrow. Why wait to see it? We take Chris to bed and end this chapter of our adventure. Okay, I have several questions. Tricky Toby had done it again, releasing another instant classic upon the unsuspecting masses. Deltarune was here, and amazingly, many people's first introduction to it would be through playing it. But obviously, with that ending and with that much content, there's a lot we need to talk about after the fact. And so for the sake of brevity/organization, I'm going to cover the following in their own dedicated sections: fan reactions and theories after Chapter 1, the unanswered questions and secrets of Chapter 1, the history of it, and Deltarune's creation, as well as my general thoughts and feelings about the chapter. Sound good? Dope, let's start! Fan reactions to Chapter 1 was explosive. I mean, imagine playing one of the most important games of your entire life, only for the creator of that game to release a smaller, just as entertaining game a few years after the fact. And not tell anyone! Whisper campaigns like these don't happen nearly enough, in my opinion, and it's immensely satisfying to see them be as successful as Deltarune's was. Like someone had flipped a switch, a fandom that had been more or less in stasis for the past few years was reignited, creating mounds of fan art, theory videos, and some very, very, very 2018 memes. Don't worry, they'll only get worse. The ending, believe it or not, left most fans with a lot of lingering questions. Questions like, huh? And what? Why was Chris brandishing a knife? Why did we get thrown into a birdcage? Dear God, is Kara back again? Toby left us with a hell of a cliffhanger, and so it was only natural that, in the absence of any news or explanations, the fan base would do what it does worst. Deltarune Chapter 1 theories are insane. Like, it's easy to say that in hindsight, but even back then, some of them were creative, to say the least. Was the Dark World just a dream? An elaborate fantasy of a faraway world? Did Chris and Susie just have a communal multi-hour hallucination together? Was Chris actually possessed by the evil soul of Kara? What if Susie had to take a final triumphant stand against them? What if Chris killed everyone?
But I'm Asriel!
Ooh, piece of cake. Well, that'd sure make for a shit narrative now, wouldn't it? But with the lack of any other content or better explanations, many were left thinking that the next chapter of Deltarune would be a far more violent affair than the first. Maybe it'd even have a genocide route. For the next few years, the community would be left to their own devices, trying to solve the mysteries to a narrative that had barely even begun. And while there's not enough time to get into all of them, I do think it's worth covering the most important ones. Mystery 1. To what degree does Undertale have to do with Deltarune? Is Undertale canon to Deltarune? Do they take place in alternate universes? Should we look at Undertale as a sort of companion piece to Deltarune? And most importantly, how much of Undertale informs Deltarune? To answer those questions, kinda, probably, I'd say yes, and, well, you'll see. Deltarune is not Undertale, nor is Toby attempting to make it be. He knows he can't make you feel the same things you felt playing Undertale, nor is he trying to. Deltarune is its own thing, but Undertale does still inform its characters, themes, and meta-narrative to a fair degree. Chapter 1 of Deltarune has a lot of parallels with Undertale. From the big bad king character being teased throughout the journey, a king character that you cannot talk down or show mercy to by any normal means, a more than a little rough around the edges character tells you the way this world works, presenting a worldview that's practically begging to be disproven. Chris, memes aside, is dressed exactly like Kara, and is another androgynous human child of the Dreamer family. Asriel is a titular character that more or less haunts the narrative whilst you play it, etc., etc. These parallels and similarities may seem innocuous on the face of it, and that's probably because they are. I don't think Undertale was ever supposed to be used as a roadmap for understanding Deltarune's nuances and narrative. You gotta remember that Undertale was Toby's proof-of-concept game he made to prove that he could even make Deltarune in the first place, so it's not too surprising that there'd be some pretty obvious parallels between the two. A lot of what we saw in Undertale was taken directly from Deltarune's earliest development notes and art. Of course there's going to be a lot of parallels. We essentially played a spiritual successor to a game that didn't even exist yet. And on the topic of us, the main thing truly linking Deltarune and Undertale is us. For most players, Deltarune will be the second time they've seen a fair amount of these characters, leading to moments in which we, the player, can allude to a degree of familiarity about the world we're being shown that other characters don't have. It's the reason we can tell Sans it's great to see him again, or recommend Undyne talk to Alphys. Chris has no reason to do any of this, and if they'd been given a choice, they likely wouldn't have. It's only through the player's history and familiarity with Undertale that these choices are made possible. In a way, we are the only character from Undertale that's been neatly ported over to Deltarune. No one else played through Toby Fox's 2015 RPG game, but we did. We'll get more into Undertale's interesting relationship with Deltarune in future chapters, but for now, the best advice I can give is probably Toby's. Please don't worry too much about that. That being said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that our experience with Undertale isn't an important part of Deltarune's story. I mean, Chapter 1 literally ends with the reveal of a small goat boy who's really glad he got to meet you. A plot point that directly mirrors one of Undertale's most emotionally impactful scenes. Rousey 2 is literally just an anagram of Azrael, not even a particularly subtle one either. Could it be a coincidence? Or perhaps Rousey's inclusion, name, and eventual reveal was the work of someone else. Someone who has a greater depth of knowledge on us, the player. Someone who knows that we've gained quite an affinity for little goat boys with 6-letter names. It just feels a little bit too intentional to not be worth thinking about. But something tells me you've got a bigger question on your mind. Who was I just talking about? Well, it's rude to speak about people who are listening. But I'm a bad person, so let's do it! When I talk about someone having control of Deltarune's narrative, code, and characters, etc., I'm referring to the voice at the beginning of the game, the voice from the survey. Much debate has been made about it's Gaster. Like it's gotta be Gaster, right guys? You know, Gaster, the royal scientist from Undertale that fell into his machine and was shattered across all time and space. The same Gaster that speaks exactly like the voice from the beginning of the game from the Twitter takeover. The same Gaster that's been leaving cryptic messages on Deltarune.com since before even Undertale was out. Don't worry, I'll talk about that later. The same Gaster that's always been associated with the letter 6, specifically 666, and the text for the intro survey is 666, and the noise you hear in front of the shelter being this sound effect, slowed down by 666%, a sound effect that literally plays during entry 17, Gaster's only dialogue in Undertale, dialogue where Gaster actively talks about the darkness keeps growing, the shadows cutting deeper, the same Gaster that resets the entire fucking survey if you dare enter his name. Well, I guess it could be anybody, really. Jokes aside, I feel pretty confident in the voice being Gaster, and most of the fanbase is and was in agreement even all the way back in Chapter 1. But again, nothing has been fully confirmed, and so if Toby wants to pull a Scott Cawthon and actually make it fucking Tsundere plain instead, then, well, I tried my best. But that raises the question, what does this voice want? Why have us create that vessel? And why is the only other time we hear that voice when we die?
It appears you have reached an end. Will you try again?
The game over screen of Chapter 1 is the same voice from the beginning. Say yes and you'll respawn at your last save, but choose to give up.
Then the world was covered in darkness.
In a way, it's fitting for the first voice we heard in this world to also be the last. Aside from he's probably Gaster, I really don't have much more info for you. At least not now. Maybe we'll learn more in subsequent chapters, but until then, this is the best we've got. That does bring us to the next question, though. Who was the second voice we heard in the survey? The voice that tells us that no one can decide who they are in this world. It's clearly not the first voice, as their callous disregard for our beautiful creation is pretty antithetical to all the glazing Gaster was just doing. No, this second voice speaks differently, uses a different font, and is still not known. Is it Chris? Kara? A secret third non-binary person? We literally have no idea. Oh, that reminds me. We have one more mysterious man to talk about. Hidden within the depths of the Card Kingdom's forest, in between the Starwalker room and the next puzzle area, there exists a space between. A fold in reality, a pocket dimension, a glitched variable. Call it whatever you like. Your guess is as good as anyone else's. To enter this room, you simply need to go between the aforementioned rooms, over and over and over again. There's only a 2% chance of entering every time you move between rooms, but with enough RNG and 2 broken arrow keys, the music changes in this room. Instead of the pensive woodwind instrumental of the forest, we're instead given a looping piano track, simply titled Man.ogg. This track does not appear on the official game OST. The place is simple, containing a single tree and nothing else. Interact with the tree and you're told he is behind the tree. Ominous. Go behind the tree to meet the mysterious man, and this happens. Well, there is a man here. He offered you something. You received an egg. Well, there is not a man here. And that's it. You leave the room and can never return. If you use the egg, you'll have used the egg. It won't leave your inventory, instead existing in a sort of quantum state of unknown significance. Not too important, not too unimportant. The egg isn't used in-game until you've made your way back to hometown and visited Asgore. Upstairs, you can look in the fridge and find a jar with a single pickle in it. Without us being prompted, Chris puts the egg in the jar of pickles. When you check the fridge again, it reads, "There are 2 eggs inside the fridge." And that's it. Again, the man isn't spoken about by any other character in the game. His room is incredibly difficult to access naturally. The egg seemingly serves no purpose aside from just existing. And the eventual place you put it is also... What? Confused? Good. Stay that way. No, I'm serious. I have nothing else on the Eggman. Is he plot significant? Is him giving you an egg just a tongue-in-cheek reference to Toby putting in an honest-to-God Easter egg into his game? Is there significance to putting it in the fridge? No clue. No one knows. And unfortunately for you, you'll have to wait until next chapter to see the man again. For now, maybe it's best you just forget. Deltarune, the game we've just spent an ungodly amount of time talking about, is really nothing new. Or rather, while the game may be new, the story, characters, and idea behind it have existed for over a decade. The breadcrumbs for Deltarune, have been scattered across the internet for years, like fragments across space and time. Remember Deltarune.com? While most never visited the site until the Twitter post directly prompting you to, that doesn't mean the site had been dormant. Had you gone to the site in 2015, you'd see this. Oh, sorry, that's hard to read. Let me up the contrast a little bit. Okay, and that's not any fucking better. Translate the strange text, and you get the following.
This next experiment looks very, very interesting.
About a year later, the text would change, not only in darkness, but in message as well. 3 heroes appeared to banish the angels' heaven. These were posted both right around when Undertale came out, and a year afterwards. But wait, it goes back even further than that. Toby's been vague posting about Deltarune for over a decade now, even all the way back in 2011. Cover that up with the mountains of concept art we've gotten over the past few years, and it's clear that Deltarune isn't just Toby's next game, it's his most important one. The development of Chapter 1 was said to take place in increments over a majority of the 2010s. While there were a few false starts here and there, the story, concept art, and preliminary development started even before Undertale came out. But while nothing came of these earlier builds of the game, Deltarune would still be waiting. While Undertale took the world by storm, Toby wondered to himself how he'd be able to create something just as successful. It was daunting, a near insurmountable task, but one he felt he needed to see through. That's not to say that Chapter 1's development was smooth or a cakewalk by any means. Plenty of gameplay mechanics, enemy designs, and other early concepts were left behind in the development of the game we know now. Things like either choosing to go as Susie or Rousey after the Great Board, or how the combat system works altogether, and that's just the stuff that didn't make the cut. Even fundamental parts of Deltarune today initially proved difficult for Toby. Things like the more colorful graphics and sprites, creating a battle system for numerous characters, trying to properly write and introduce so many of those characters, etc., etc. Toby didn't set out to make Undertale 2, nor did he want to create a game that gave players the exact same experience. That'd be boring, and worse, would be a disservice to the game he's been wanting to create for years. But what can we say about what's there now? Sure, Deltarune isn't completed yet, but we still have a playable chapter to talk about, to be emotionally impacted by, and to analyze, so what do I think of Chapter 1? Chapter 1 is a lot of things. It's an introduction to a world not too dissimilar to ones we visited before. It's a proof of concept that a game like Deltarune was possible, that it could and should exist. It's a simple, pretty straightforward RPG game that's great for killing a few hours. It's really whatever you want it to be. If I were to describe Chapter 1 with a single word, it'd probably be imperfect. Though if I were to describe it using 4 words, then I'd add, but that's okay, to the end. It's very clear that Deltarune was still very much finding its feet in this first chapter. Gameplay mechanics that are established within never appear in subsequent chapters. Entire character sprites designed for the Dark World don't appear until the very, very end. Of course, there's not nearly the same emotional complexity in its storytelling as there will be with chapters onward, and characters talk in ways they never do again, and so on and so forth. It's not perfect by any means, but, well, it never needed to be. Chapter 1 of Deltarune, despite juggling the various hurdles of setting up its world and characters, still manages to deliver on its themes and storytelling masterfully. One such theme is that of first impressions, and how deceiving they can be. After all, so much of Chapter 1 is just the game lying to you. It starts out with a survey, innocuous and mysterious, before revealing itself to be an actual full game. The beginning of this full game is designed to look and feel like Undertale as much as possible. From all the reused assets, the numerous familiar faces we see, the music, the UI, and the menu system, Toby's intent was to make the player feel like they were about to get a very similar experience to Undertale's before the rug is ripped out beneath you, and you find out just how wrong you were. The characters of Chapter 1 exemplify this theme the best, though. Susie's line about our choices not mattering isn't just a worldview, it's projection. The narrow, myopic reality of someone who's been consistently let down by the world around her. An isolated, lonely girl who's been disregarded, disowned, and neglected for, well, maybe her whole life. When Susie tells you that your choices don't matter, it's because to her, they truly don't. When you first meet her, she's a prisoner to that myopic view, feeling obligated into being the mean, off-putting, troublesome girl we originally meet. It's why she fights every enemy she sees for a majority of the chapter, believing fully that kill or be killed is the way this world works. Partly because that's what everyone expects from her, and partly because she knows that acting that way is the only way to protect herself. To love is to be vulnerable. It's only through Lancer's adoration, Rousey's boundless kindness, and her trust in us that Susie finally shows us who she really is. Someone who just really needs a friend. And the only way she's able to make friends, to find the connection she's so desperately wanted for so long, is by no longer acting like someone else. She lets herself be vulnerable, lets herself trust in others, lets herself try just one more time to find connection. Rousey, the ever-attentive, if not a little overzealous prince from the dark, starts out as a subservient tutorial machine, only to gradually begin to see Susie and Chris not just as heroes of legend, but as his friends. People that, while not always showing it all that well, do have his back and help inspire him to embrace these new and strange emotions that he's feeling. He comes to see Susie's worldview not as this reductive, potentially cataclysmic approach to conflict, but instead as a necessary evil. Rousey never thought we'd have to fight in this adventure, sure that our boundless kindness and mercy would have seen us through, only to have that view shattered, and for his kind heart and generosity to be taken advantage of. But miraculously, when Rousey admits this to Susie, admits that his worldview is flawed and potentially false, Susie doesn't gloat or say I told you so. She says it's complicated, offering a shockingly nuanced stance on knowing when to and when not to fight. A conversation and distinction that would have been unthinkable at the beginning of this journey. Rousey learns not only about the reality of the world around him, but an important facet of himself. He likes having friends. The lonely prince, left in a desolate kingdom for God knows how long, who thinks he knows how this world works and how to bring about the best outcome, is challenged, comforted, and given the one thing he never knew he needed: connection. Even Chris, the silent protagonist we were unceremoniously thrown into at the start of this journey, isn't really who we think they are. at least not narratively. You'd be forgiven for thinking Chris is nothing more than a faceless protag for you to project yourself onto. But truly, that couldn't be further from the truth. Chris is their own person, with their own thoughts, motives, and big-ass knife. They're not Frisk. They're not some vessel for us to slip inside of and pair it around like an old suit. Chris is their own character, one that, at this point, we know frighteningly little about. From what we can ascertain about their home life, though, Chris is basically a misanthrope. Hometown's post-game section is just this long tapestry of characters expressing how long it's been since they've really talked to Chris, and how much they wish Chris would come back into their lives. Chris could join the choir. Chris could start playing the piano at the hospital again. Hell, Chris could even talk to their fucking neighbor every once in a while. You know, Chris, one of your oldest friends? But they don't. Not without us directly making them do so. Chris is alone. A lone wolf making their way through the world, pushing away all possible means of companionship, of love, of connection. But they still want it. They still yearn for a connection that no longer exists. It's the reason they nearly burst into tears just by drinking hot chocolate. It's a reminder of what they lost, of the people they've lost. It's a reminder that when you strip back all the brandished knives and creepy smiles, Chris just wants what we all do. Connection. Chapter 1 is all about dismantling our heroes' first impressions, about digging to the core of who they are as people, monsters, and darkness. We watch our main characters evolve from caricatures of themselves into themselves. And what better way to illustrate this than to have each of our heroes, at the journey's end, finally show their face. Susie smiles as she faces down the king, intent on saving her friends' lives no matter what. Rousey smiles as he removes his hat and tells us how happy he was to meet us. Chris smiles as they finally purge us from their body, regaining control of their faculties and revealing to us that they are anything but a blank slate for us to impose our will onto. They say the eyes are a gateway to the soul, and in this world, only eyes blinded by darkness can see the way. What started out as nothing more than Toby Fox's weird-ass survey virus became something far greater and far more special than anyone could have expected. Hidden behind the shady links and warnings was the one thing that everyone wants, the one thing that so many of us who played Undertale years ago wanted. Connection. A connection to others. A connection to another world full of quirky characters, a connection between ourselves and the world of Deltarune. After all, don't you remember the first words that greeted you when you launched that survey so long ago?
Are you there? Are we connected?
I think Chapter 1 is exactly the game it needs to be. You can have criticisms with the narrative similarities to Undertale, or about the battle system, or about him, and I can respect all those. But for a chapter saddled with the responsibility of jump-starting the game Toby has been wanting to make for years, the game he was afraid to make after Undertale, I'd say it's nothing short of a miracle that it came out as cohesive and effective as it is. I've debated whether or not I should add this next part. As a general rule of thumb, I tend to avoid adding anything too pretentious or indulgent into these kinds of videos, but I think that risk is warranted here. And it's with full confidence that I say Deltarune is so special, at least to me, because we're playing through Toby's masterpiece as he's making it. We're seeing the creative vision evolve, adapt, subvert, and become something more complex and special in real time. At the surface level, Deltarune Chapter 1 is the humble beginnings of a franchise that would go on to one-up itself time and time again. But look beneath the surface and you'll see Deltarune for what it really is. An invitation to be part of Toby's masterpiece. It's the golden ticket for you to not only witness a magnum opus being made in real time, but to some degree, be a part of it. I'm just kind of rambling now, but to summarize my thoughts, Deltarune Chapter 1 makes me believe Toby can, truly and fully, share his dream with us. That he can make us feel the way Undertale did again. Not exactly the same way, obviously, but still giving us an experience that we'll talk about and remember forever. But that's enough out of me. Why not hear it from the man himself?
Thanks for playing my game. I hope you liked it. For the past 3 years, I've been waking up in the middle of the night, unable to go back to sleep because I've been thinking about the scenes that happen in the game. Even though so many details are still hazy, I really want to show you the things I've been thinking about. That's really my only reason for making this game. If I don't show you what I'm thinking, I'll lose my mind. It was actually a totally selfish motivation. I was really worried at first about making this. The expectations for my next work would be really high, so high that I knew that no matter what I did, I felt like people would be underwhelmed. If you played Undertale, I don't think I can make anything that makes you feel that way again. However, it's possible I can make something else. It's just something simple, but maybe you'll like it. See you in years? Don't forget.